Amazing to be here again with you today. I can't believe we are on episode 7. Wow. So last week was great. I actually got a few more questions from people connecting through wanting to connect through the Q&A. So I'm going to answer a couple of those questions first to start off with. Just give me a couple of seconds here, I think, just to see how many people are signing on and giving people a minute to get on here. Hi, Tony. Hey, Gunjan. Good morning. So awesome to be here. Again, lots going on in the universe, but I'm going to catch you up on all of that. So, the first thing that we're going to do is cover some of the questions that came through in the Q&A last week. So Gunjan, actually, your question was about healing the collective by, working on ourselves and stuff like that. So I'm gonna take you guys back to a couple of episodes ago when I asked you. I gave you the prompt of what does the sum of its parts is greater than the whole. What does that mean to you, right? And this is really, I think, the perfect connection to this statement. The sum of the parts is greater than the whole, in context of what it is that we need to do to heal as a collective, to heal the collective consciousness. So my answer to this is that when we are healing ourselves on an individual basis, everything that we do is already being communicated into the Akashic field. And as we start changing the energy and the vibration of the Akashic field, we are ultimately healing the collective. Okay, so the relevance of this statement, the sum of its parts is greater than the whole, is that when we heal individually and we put all of this together, right, the parts of the whole, the sum of the parts is actually greater than the whole. So our work in healing ourselves contributes to the healing of the collective. And it is a much more magnified, it's a much greater result on the collective. Does that make sense? We as individuals have to take responsibility for healing our own past, our karma, our limiting beliefs, so that we don't keep bringing the same crap into our daily life, right? We get clarity, we get awareness, and ultimately this awareness and clarity leads us to understanding what our superpower is, what our soul purpose is, what is our unique special sauce, what is it that we are here to do individually and therefore contribute to the greater collective and to the greater whole. So I hope that answers your question. And again, it's going to provoke more, I hope. So, keep it coming. And this morning, I pulled a card once again for all of you because I love receiving these messages from the universe in terms of whatever it is that you guys really need to hear. And today's card is the Keepers of the Earth. Okay? The Keepers of the Earth. And it says, "You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you." And I love that today is World Wildlife Day. And so, having the animals on here, the ancestors, the earth, it's really awesome. I love this card. So, what is this card telling you guys? And again, it's going to be relevant to some of you and not all of you. So, I'm reading from here right now, the Keepers of the Earth. You are so supported. You do not stand alone. You have a magnificent team of helpers, both in this world and of the earth, who are here to help you every step of the way. Call upon them for assistance. They are here to help. The keepers of the earth acknowledge the work that you have done already and are ready to work through you. They bow at your feet and thank you for wanting to stand for them, to devote your life to protecting the earth in your unique way. It is time to increase your capacity to receive support in the physical realm. This can come in the form of financial abundance, acts of service from strangers, or people flocking to help you and your work. The only thing that is stopping you right now is your capacity to receive support. You deserve to be rewarded for the work that you are doing. You do not need to go at it alone. Call upon the keepers of the earth to help you and your mission. Open your heart and your mind to receiving more than you ever thought possible. What kind of support do you need? Call it in right away. And with this card, there is an activation. So I want you to repeat after me when I say, I am open to receiving a whole new level of support for my life and my work, and I call it in now. You can include any specific requests here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll say that again. I am open to receiving a whole new level of support for my life and my work, and I call it in now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love this. I love this. And it's definitely speaking to me directly and resonating with me directly. Fabulous. So you're not alone, guys, okay? Part of these sessions is to help support each other, is to be able to talk openly and honestly about what we're going through, because we don't always realize how much our own suffering or our own lessons can help so many other people. Okay? Fabulous. So today I want to actually talk a little bit more and on a deeper level about trust and what this means. And I'll say this to you, and I'm saying this to you today because I have been working on this 21-day challenge of surrender. It is called Surrender Is. And every day I'm going to be giving you a theme for 21 days and how these themes relate to, first of all, helping us surrender, and then understanding what it is that we have to bring into our lives in order to surrender, and then what it is that we have to maintain in our lives, because surrender is a daily thing. And one of the biggest, I guess, blocks that came up for both my clients and what I've had to work through in myself, and also what we do need to heal on the collective level, is trust. Trusting ourselves, trusting each other, trusting the universe. This came up in last week's conversation with the Q&A. So what is it that we have to do in order to trust? Most of the time, we are so afraid of being hurt. We're so afraid of being betrayed. We're so afraid of the unknown, that we don't even allow ourselves to go into a softer place of trusting. This story and this narrative of betrayal and pain is so deeply written into the human collective consciousness. It's so deeply programmed into our DNA that this is one thing I really would encourage you all to work on an individual basis. Okay? What is it going to take for you to trust yourself? Actually, not very much. And we keep putting our trust in others. We keep putting others' opinions at a higher value than our own. We somehow trust other people to know what is right for us more than we trust ourselves. And yet, it's because we believe that these other people have a better qualification at life, are more of an expert at life, and therefore they know more than we do. That is just simply not true. It's just simply not true. Trusting our intuition is the key to healing ourselves. Trusting our body and what it's telling us is the key to surrender. Okay? So, my practice on trust is action. I give myself these little tests of trust, basically. And I would really encourage you to do the same. Most of the time, we get so stuck in pretty much our fear of what if it doesn't work out? And how is it going to work out? I'm going to ask for something ridiculous from the universe, and then I'm going to not trust that I'm going to get it. I'm going to not believe that I deserve it. And then I'm going to question why I didn't get it. How does that make any sense at all? Right? We have to start trusting ourselves, and the way to do this is to give ourselves action steps. Okay? We have to start believing that when we step into the unknown, that simple action of being able to trust ourselves that everything is exactly as it should be and everything is going to be okay only gives us 10 times more than we put out there. Okay? The universe rewards us for every single step we take that we were not able to take before. The universe wants us to succeed, wants us to be happy, and yet it's truly only ourselves that hold us back by not trusting. Okay, send me your comments on this, please. Hey, good morning, Wendy. Nice to see you. Please send me your comments back on this. I've been getting some fabulous feedback from all of you on these sessions, and I love it. So please keep it coming. For those of you just joining, right now I'm talking about trust and how it is a major block to surrender, to attracting the abundance and the success that on some level we believe we deserve. So if we believe we deserve this abundance and success, yet we don't trust ourselves, what kind of message are we sending out to the universe? It is so confusing. The universe doesn't actually know what to give us in that moment. It doesn't understand what we want. Oh, yes, please, give me $100,000 this year, universe, but I don't trust myself in how I'm going to get that. And trusting oneself does take informing yourself. It does take a certain level of education and information and arming ourselves with everything that we need, right? Women, we have not been allowed or been given the opportunity to trust our intuition. Again, because it's not something that is masculine, it's not something that is welcome. So we need to start shifting out of this, okay? We need to start shifting out of these patterns, right? Trust yourselves, trust yourselves. And when the universe brings you exactly what it is that you've asked for, that's how you're going to know that you can take now the next step into trusting, okay? How do we reach alignment and being able to truly express our soul purpose? Is by trusting that we may not know where we're being taken into, whichever direction we're being taken into. We may get the most ridiculous kind of ideas and stuff that to our conscious mind seems absolutely out there and that nobody's going to believe us. But there's something in us that pulls us and keeps telling us, no, keep going, keep going, keep going. That's the intuition, right? Remember, intuition plus synchronicity equals co-creation. So when we can trust our intuition to be in a certain place at a certain time with a certain person in a certain country, whatever that looks like, whatever that package of synchronicity looks like for you, that is how we co-create. And when we co-create, again, not only are we healing the collective, but we are also healing ourselves. We are also aligning to what is going to create the abundance and the success that we are looking for. So these are formulas that we really need to just put into practice in our lives, okay? So again, today's message is, you are not alone. Start calling in the support on the physical realm that you need in order for you to express your authenticity, for you to surrender to trust, right? Calling in support requires trusting others. And if you think about it, we have to trust at so many different levels and pretty much every moment of the day. We have to trust ourselves to get out of bed, get dressed, get into the car, go out into the world, and know that we are going to be safe. We're going to be supported. So those levels of trust we don't even think about. We just go out and do it. So today's question is, what are the situations that make you really stop and think twice about whether you should do something or not because you don't trust yourself? Because you don't trust that someone else is going to show up for you when they say they will, right? Trusting that the universe has got your back. Okay? Amazing. This is really powerful work, and I'm so happy that I'm able to bring this to you before the launch of the 21-day challenge on surrender. Great. So if there's anything else that you have questions about, please feel free to ask on this episode 7 of The Great Gathering. What else is happening right now? So we're starting a new month. It's the 3rd of March. Wow. And we are moving right along into whatever it is that the universe has in store for us. Astrologically, we have quite a few earth signs in Capricorn, which means that we are being called to ground. We are being called to be present. And once again, the easiest way to be present is to come into our breath and using our breath to bring our awareness back to this present moment. Okay. Yeah, Gunjan, can you talk a bit about divine timing? Yes, absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about divine timing. What can I tell you? First of all, it is not in our control, right? Divine timing is exactly that. It is something that, on one level, we have made a soul contract to achieve certain things, to become certain things, to overcome our challenges, to overcome our weaknesses and vulnerabilities. Yet, divine timing is something that we don't know, right? So, how do we surrender to divine timing? By trusting that everything is exactly as it should be. We believe that when we're doing this work, we should absolutely get everything that we want and that we ask for. But we forget that really we are part of a much bigger manifestation, a much bigger path of universal destiny. Of course, we can affect it, right? And we all have a very specific destiny here. And unfortunately or fortunately, divine timing is there to, I believe, protect us, because we are not going to be given anything, whether it's a challenge or whether it's a gift, unless we are ready to receive it. And without divine timing, it feels like we would just know everything about everything. And then where would the wonder and the playfulness and magic really exist without divine timing? I hope that makes sense. It is a huge topic, and I think that this is a good place to sort of start talking about it and bringing it in, because we may feel we are ready for something, yet we don't know what the universe has in store for us, right? We don't know every single step of the way, and therefore, trusting is so key, right? What do you have to do to trust that everything is exactly as it should be? Thanks for that, Gunjan. Anyone else, please feel free to send through questions. Thanks, everyone, for joining. Where was I? I was talking about the signs in Capricorn. Again, depending on what your astrology is, we are being called to ground, and yet at the same time also reach much, much higher into the higher vibrations of the universe. And how do we do that? So first we, visualize our roots going straight deep into the core of the earth, as well as our chakras all open and being pulled up into beyond the eighth chakra and right up into the universe. So we're open channels, we're open to receive, right? Remember, the keepers of the earth are asking us to open ourselves to receive support, to receive abundance, to receive whatever it is that we need for us to truly fulfill our destiny here on earth, right? And that destiny is not something that's necessarily written, okay? It's something that we are co-creating, right? We are co-creating our destiny with trust and surrender and deep love for ourselves. How do we get to those places of self-love that we've never been to before? Trust is a massive one. I have had to trust myself in order for me to truly love myself, because only then can I understand the power of who I am, right? Once I start proving to myself that, oh, yes, when I trust myself, I can do this. When I trust myself, I can achieve this. It gives me the strength and the confidence to want to try bigger and take bigger risks, take bigger steps towards aligning to my soul purpose. So, if any of this doesn't make sense to you, again, please feel free to get in touch, to send me a message. And yeah, I mean, I really, again, would encourage you to make this into a conversation between us. So, send me an email and let me know what you want to hear about next week, episode 8. And yeah, I'm super excited. By then, I should have my surrender challenge ready. So I'm really looking forward to sharing that with all of you. And all I can say for this week is get together, get together in community. I am sending all my love to all of you who are going to be at the Lamu Yoga Festival this weekend. And, learn from each other, open yourselves up, trust yourselves to receive from yourself, from others, from the universe, and trust divine timing, because the universe does truly have your back, okay? Everything you are, everything you want to become is part of this huge, amazing ball of magic that already exists on this physical plane. And for us to truly heal, we have to always address the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual. So connect into where you're at in your lives right now and connect into your body, come into the present using your breath, meditate, and really, I think, stop chasing after things. Allow yourself to receive, okay? When you know that this feels right, then go for it. But if you keep putting your energy and effort into things that don't produce results, that's only ourselves to blame, and we only have to take responsibility for ourselves, right? So once again, I hope lots to learn, lots to contemplate and meditate on. And once again, I wish you all a beautiful week. Please step into your power. Everything is available for you. Trust yourselves. Sending you much love, and I will see you next week.